Welcome to Dallas, Texas is sold out. American Airlines Center with two of the NBA's best teams, the Suns and the Mavericks, also two of the hottest teams in the league. And we also feature two MVP candidates with Steve Nash and Dirk Nowitzki, who just happen to be best of friends, the former teammates here. And right now, Dallas playing well early. 14-6, the early lead. They've hit 7 of their first 8 from the field. As Griffin gets inside. Nice move from Griffin, who's got 6 points already. Along with Ubi Brown and Lisa Salters, Mike Green on hand, and Dallas looks very sharp early, Ubi.
Absolutely. They're playing terrific defense early in this game. They're switching off on all the pick and rolls, and they are forcing the pace of this game.
James Jones, Terry makes him put it on the floor, and then Jones able to knock it down. As we said, they're two hot teams. The Mavericks have won a franchise record 16 in a row here on their home floor. They've only lost 4 times all season at home. Meanwhile, the Suns have the longest active win streak in the league. They've won 9 in a row overall. Ball poked away. That's Marion's second deflection already. Marion goes barreling into Daniels and a blocking foul. Daniels didn't give Marion room to come down. That looked like a good call.
You sound like an ex-referee. All right, and the big thing right there was the fact that you got the call. And I like what Shawn Marion did. I thought it was an excellent call by Mike Callahan.
Substitutions coming in now for the Mavericks. And again, Dallas 46-12, one of the best records in the NBA. So many people talking about perhaps this is the year they'll do some damage in the playoffs. Daniels will sit down. They have just been almost unbeatable at home. Meanwhile, Phoenix, despite all the changes, you'll be one of the great stories in the league. 40-17, they're only 3 games back of last year's pace.
Well, when you look at Phoenix, you have to remember only 2 starters remain out of their 8-man rotation. So you have 6 new people. But this guy right here.
Oh, Nash and the foul.
That's right. Doing his acrobatic horse display. He does it on a major level, NBA courts, instead of in your driveway.
Mark down an H for the Dallas Mavericks on this one. There's Nash with a circus shot. It's a 6-point Dallas lead in the early going. We saw Steve Nash, Ubi, make that circus shot. He was the MVP last year. He may be having a better season.
Well, he's the motor that makes this style of play work. Now, he's first in the league in assists, first in foul shot percentage, and then he's increased his scoring 5 points while he is motoring this ball club along.
And he got a nice warm ovation from the Dallas crowd. Of course, had some of his best years here with the Mavericks as we send it over to Lisa Salters.
Well, Mike, after playing 6 seasons here in Dallas, Steve Nash says that there is just no way that this is just another game for him. He told me that even though his time here in Dallas is getting further and further in the rearview mirror, he still has a lot of feelings about this city, and every time he comes back, he sees so many familiar faces. Just like old times, he and his good buddy Dirk Nowitzki hung out last night and had dinner at a local restaurant. I asked Dirk before the game if there was any trash talking at dinner about this game today, and he said, nah, just 2 good friends hanging out. Mike.
All right, Lisa. And, as we said, Nash is one who believes, he said he's very proud of Nowitzki. He believes Nowitzki has grown as a player since he left. Not that time, but Dampier, who was one of the best offensive rebounders in the league, draws the foul, and he'll go to the line. The Mavericks off to a good start, despite the fact they're missing some key guys, including Josh Howard, out with a hamstring injury, but also Keith Van Horn and Devin Harris also missing. 3 key players on one of the best benches in the league.
No doubt about it, Mike. They average 29 points a game. That's up 11 over a year ago. The bench has been outstanding for this ball club. Now, when they are healthy, 1 through 10, they can play with anyone in the Western Conference. They can play half court. They have the spot-up guys. They have post people, and they can shoot the 3. They're number 1 in the league. So it is a ball club that's going to be dangerous at playoff time if everyone is healthy.
And that record we spoke of is even more impressive when you look at the amount of injuries they've had throughout the course of the season. They've handled it all well.
Well, Howard is out now for the 3rd time. And then on the second unit, you've had Stackhouse and with key injuries and a guy that should be mentioned in every sentence. If you want to say Nash MVP, you want to say Marion, you want to say LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, whatever you're saying here, people for the MVP, Dirk Nowitzki should be right at the top of the list. He has carried this club in spite of these injuries. He's played prime time big in the last 3 minutes of all games.
So consistent now, night after night. But if you ask him about the MVP, he wants no part of that talk. He says, if I wasn't playing we'd still be a good team. We're a deep team. He's one of those guys you really have to pull teeth to get him to talk about
He's
himself.
very humble, and you love it because he's not only humble, he's greatly talented, but he's one of the hardest working people that they have here in this franchise.
Jerry Stackhouse, who's been the spark off the bench, he missed the 26 games early in the season with a knee problem at that time. And Marion, who's tied for the league lead in rebounding, is having just a sensational year, grabs that board. They'll tie up. Nice pass. And Marion able to put it in.
Phoenix puts pressure on you. We know that they're the #1 scoring team. They're number 2, in three-point percentage. They lead the league in making threes. But the key is their movement without the ball. If you fall asleep and look at the ball that's being dribbled, your man is going to score a layup.
Darrell Armstrong getting some time with the injuries. Nice pass. And Griffin again. He's 4 for 4 from the field and 8 points. Adrian Griffin, Mr. Intangible on this team, getting it done offensively.
Well, Avery Johnson, many kudos, for him. Mainly saying that he's an outstanding defender. What a great pass. But how about the finish? Now, that time I thought Diaw was definitely hit on that shot.
But Diaw able to take the contact. 4-point game. A quick pace, as you would expect. Suns not only the highest scoring team, but by a wide margin. Shot clock at 6.
Plenty of time.
Nowitzki trying to post up Dampier right there. He's 3rd in the NBA in offensive rebounds.
Yeah, well, anytime you get 3.3 a game, Mike, you're working the glass. But we know that everyone must get over to Nowitzki off the dribble. You've got to get there. And especially a guy like Howard, who's averaging right at 20 points or 17 points a game for them. They put a lot of pressure on it.
Darrell Armstrong upset he thought it was a charge. Mike Callahan obviously thought it was a flop. And it's an easy 2 for the Phoenix Suns.
Well, we've had some guys go down at both ends early here. They are not giving you that charge call. So you better stand up straight and adjust the way the referees are going to call this game.
Leandro Barbosa commits that foul. And we'll have more substitutions, including Tim Thomas. What a story for Tim Thomas. He was just signed on Friday, 2 hours before their game. He hadn't played since November 14th after the Bulls told him to go home. They didn't want him part of their team. They finally waived him. All Thomas does is score 20 points in 20 minutes. And it's pretty easy sometimes to fit in with this Phoenix Suns team. And now with Kurt Thomas out with the injury for 6 to 8 weeks, Tim Thomas is going to play a lot of minutes. Dampier throws it away. And it's Phoenix ball.
I like the strategy right there. Double team, force a guy who's not accustomed to be double teamed to make the pass.
Kurt Thomas with the stress fracture had really given them a defensive presence. And they're going to miss him a lot. He hopes, Thomas, that is Kurt, hopes to get back by the second round of the playoffs. But he made a big impression on this team. They're a different team than they were last year, UB, because they have some defensive players.
Well, anytime you put Roger Bell in the backcourt, you have an excellent defender, and then you put Kurt Thomas up in front, you now have pressure on either a power forward or a center. So they've improved dramatically. And then you add Adrian Griffith to this mix. So all of a sudden now you have 3 excellent groups. So it's interesting.
Stackhouse can't hit. Ball knocked loose out of bounds, and it's going to stay Dallas ball. And we'll have a timeout. Gary Zielinski being talked to by the Suns. Mike Callahan's going to chat with him. Just under 3 remaining. 4-point game. They switched the call. It's going to go down the other way.
Well, Mike, I'm with Mavericks owner Mark Cuban. Mark, I'm feeling a little underdressed. You look very dapper in your tuxedo. Where are you going?
Well, I got a little trip to Los Angeles after the first quarter here for the Academy Awards. So hopefully we'll get a win here, and I'll get 2 more there.
Now, I understand that you have 2 movies that you funded that are up for a total of 7 awards. What happens if you win? Are you going up on stage?
I don't think so. I mean, you got George Clooney, who Good Night and Good Luck was really his baby, and Alex Gibney from Enron, the smartest guys in the room, the guy deserves to go up there.
Now, game time here was 2:45. Here, Academy Awards time is 7 o'clock. How are you going to get across country?
Very fast in the jet, and of course they'll hold the Academy Awards for me, right?
It must come in very handy to have your own private jet.
It doesn't suck. It certainly doesn't.
Good luck tonight, and good luck in Hollywood.
Good night and good luck, right? Thanks.
Good night and good luck.
All right, Lisa, I'm disappointed in him. If he should stick with his normal dress code and go in a T-shirt to that. He's succumbing to the man, Yubi.
Right.
Meanwhile, the Mavericks shooting 10 of 15 from the field. Griffin has been one of the hot offensive players early. Shot clock down to 1. Stackhouse just gets it off. And Marion grabs his 4th rebound.
Now, in the early going, Dallas has 20 of their 22 points in the paint. Totally uncharacteristic. I like their game plan today. They are taking the ball to the rim.
Thomas couldn't handle it. And a turnover. 3 for the Suns. Darrell Armstrong knocks it down. Armstrong at 37. He is the 4th oldest player in the NBA. And getting some minutes now with the injury to Harris.
He's a bulldog on defense, always has been. Came up the hard way, not drafted. He's done the circuit. But he's a terrific guy in the defensive end of the floor. His energy is incredible.
He's a former 6-man winner in his 12th year in the league. This is his 3rd NBA team. Of course, most of his career with Orlando, that's where he made his name. But he played in every possible pro league outside of the NBA prior to finally getting a shot. The Global Association, the USBL, the CBA. And he just worked hard and worked harder than his opponent in most nights.
Well, as a college player at Fayetteville State, he was a defensive back and then also a field goal kicker.
Stackhouse, hard drive. That's what Stackhouse does best. And he gets to the free throw line.
Now, Dallas much quicker than Phoenix in the early going here. They're taking the ball off the dribble, strong to the rim, and Phoenix cannot contain them. At the other end, Phoenix, I do believe, they're getting good looks. Good looks for them are shots from anywhere from 12 feet out to 23, 24 feet. So when you're watching them play, they're first in points, they're first in 3 points made at 9.6 a game, they're first in assists, they're first in foul shooting percentage, they're first in so many offensive stats. So when you watch them play, you cannot say, gee, I thought that was a bad shot. That's part of their game.
Right. And they do it so effectively. Minute and a half remaining. Stackhouse 1 of 2. And Tim Thomas, how hard is it for a guy? He hasn't played all these months. And now with his new team, hasn't really had a full practice to get out there.
Well, they run so many pick and rolls, and they play off the cuff. There are very few calls of continuity.
Terry knocks it down. Two coaches who have done a great job here this season, Mike D'Antoni and Avery Johnson. Johnson, 62 and 14 so far since taking over last year for Don Nelson. Fastest ever to 50 is Nash. Lost it. He felt it was knocked out of bounds. Mark Wunderlich is going to look for some help.
He's looking, and unfortunately, Mike Callahan was going down the other end. And then also on this side, Gary Zielinski was doing the same. So they left him back there to make that call. I just thought he had a bad angle.
4 straight turnovers for Phoenix. They've got 6 here in the first quarter. Very uncharacteristic. Nowitzki with a left hand. 7 straight points now by the Mavericks. And they're up by 11, their largest lead of the opening quarter. Crowd very much into this game early, and a foul on Armstrong.
Yeah, that was excellent recognition. They had the mismatch. Armstrong on Diaw giving away 6 inches. Keep an eye on Dirk. Beautiful reverse move, taking it strong with the left hand. Now, we cannot emphasize enough the early game plan. Take the ball off the dribble to the rim. They're breaking Phoenix down. Now, can they continue this over the 4 quarters? That's the key.
There's Boris Diaw, because they're in the penalty. Diaw has been just unbelievable for this team. It's his 3rd year in the league. First 2 years with the Hawks, nondescript. Played mostly in the backcourt. He's now really a center or a 4 for the Phoenix Suns, and he's become a special player for this team.
Well, you know, it's kind of interesting when you look at the stats. The guy is averaging 7 rebounds a game, 6 assists a game, and then you have he's shade under 13 points. And then when they say matched up, he can defend all of these guys on the front line.
And a blocking foul call on Raja Bell, and a technical foul called on Mike D'Antoni. Bell, who leads the NBA in drawing offensive fouls, didn't get it done that time. And Tony very upset and picks up the technical. So we'll have 2 free throws plus 1 technical. So 3 total free throws. This will be the technical.
The toughest call, Mike, you being an ex-referee, we know, is the charge block. Now you're going to see it right here. Now it depends upon your angle if you're refereeing. Was he moving? Could the guy turn the corner? Well, right there, in my opinion, on that thing, that was a charge. All right, because he put the shoulder right into the guy's number, and the man was moving his feet. There was no place to go. He could not get a clear shot to go to that that basket. Now, maybe from a different angle, you know, you could go in the opposite direction.
The thing is, you don't have to be set with your feet to draw the charge. You can be moving as long as you beat the man to the spot. Stackhouse, meanwhile, hits the first free throw. Stackhouse, $30,000 lighter in his wallet. He was fined for comments that he made regarding referee Dick Pavetta after Thursday's loss to the San Antonio Spurs. It was after the game, and as Dampier's tip won't go, ball knocked loose, and Barbosa has it. Will come the other way. Stackhouse, very inappropriate and disrespectful comments, and rightfully fined by the NBA.
Absolutely. The league is not going to allow you to chastise in print and question the integrity of the official. And no doubt about it, the way they're coming after you this year, this is something that you must adjust to.
Meanwhile, good call. Nowitzki tried to avoid the charge on Tim Thomas, and he's called for a travel. So with 2.4 remaining, Phoenix is going to use their 22nd timeout to get off a quality shot here.
Now, this year, Phoenix, in this first quarter, has taken more charges or non-call charges than they did all last year.
It's all access.
Nice. Way to move the ball, guys.
And it's all new. NBA Access with Ahmad Rashad. Behind-the-scenes drama with a star-studded cast. The most compelling personalities.
Come on, Joe. Let's go have some fun playing basketball.
In places you've never gone before. Revealing stories told by people who live the NBA dream.
There's nothing that you can do in life that gives you that kind of thrill.
On NBA Access with Ahmad Rashad, that's me, Saturdays on ABC. Check your local listings.
2.4 remaining. Phoenix will inbound in their front court as we wind down the first quarter. Dallas came out of the gates quickly, hit their first 4 shots from the field, and have been operating beautifully on the offensive end.
Now, you don't have to rush this. You can get a couple of dribbles in. Oh, he got hit.
And they call the foul. Armstrong with the blocking foul, so Nash will shoot 2.
Well, Mike D'Antoni would have gone through the roof if he did not get that call. Now, you can see it right here. Now, keep an eye down below. See, right there. All right. Once that leg went out, he did not have position. Nash had a clear area to go to the baseline or to the basket, but the foot caused the trip.
Armstrong with his second foul. Of course, D'Antoni better be careful, because if he does go through the roof, he's done for the day.
That's right.
Already received his first tee.
Well, you know, this is a game that naturally, when you have 2 of the top 4 teams in the Western Conference playing one another, forget about injuries, forget about who's not here. What you want to do is you want to have a good game. They've played twice before, and Dallas has won by 3 and by 6, so the games have been very competitive.
And that will end the first quarter. The Mavericks give Mike D'Antoni some problems. 65% shooting for the home team. Again, with a franchise-best 16-game home winning streak. The 2 buddies shake early, but they're going at each other in a pretty chippy physical first quarter. 12 minutes are done. It's a 7-point lead for the Mavericks.
Introducing the all-new 2007 Chevy Tahoe. With available features like a power remote liftgate, power release fold and tumble second row seats, rear view camera system.
Now, Barbosa, who recently came back, he missed a whole stretch of games with a knee injury, and prior to that was playing really well. He's become a very valuable member of this team.
Since returning, he's averaging over 15 a game. They're playing him at the 2-guard position to take the ball handling priority off of him. So it's working out great.
He's a 3rd-year guard from Brazil as Stackhouse kicks it out. Marquise Daniels right back inside. Stackhouse blocked by Marion.
That's one of Marion's key parts of his game.
Barbosa, coast to coast. Nice play.
This guy is an explosive scorer. In the Brazilian leagues before he came to the United States, he was averaging over 25 points a game in the pro leagues. And now letting him not worry about ball handling and setting up the offense, etc. It's unleashed this guy. This guy's on fire.
The former first-round pick of the Spurs, who was traded. Daniels, nice move inside. With some impressive offensive play.
Well, just think back a couple of years in the playoffs for Don Nelson. When they started him, Mike, he averaged 15 points, okay? So you know that he can score, and he can score in big games.
Daniels last year injured throughout most of the season, so he took a step back this year. Coming back as Marion knocks down the three. Shawn Marion, since the All-Star break, has been absolutely incredible in every facet of the game.
Like over 30 points a game, naturally over 12 rebounds. He runs 1, 2, or 3 in the rebounding department. But the thing that you love about Phoenix is the fact that they have 5 guys who are shooting over 40% in the threes.
And Marion runs the floor as well as anyone. Eddie House to steal, dishes it up, and just like that, the game is tied.
Well, you know, you blink, Mike, with this Phoenix team, and they'll score 6-0 on you. And it's a thing that you must pay attention. You cannot turn it over. If you do, or you get a shot miss, you're pressure transition. You've got to get back. Now, Marion, high percentage three-point shooting team. All right, they're second in the league in threes, and then in the open floor, they have guys who can run.
Introducing Jeep Commander Limited with the electronic stability program, 3 rows of stadium seats, side curtain airbags, and an available 5.7-liter Hemi V8.
Would you please stop following me home?
Get 0% financing for 60 months, plus make no monthly payments until October. Hurry, offer ends March 31st.
And we are here courtside with Vince Carter. Vince, you were amazing out there.
And that's why we don't feed the dog people food. Hey, Uncle Carl. Hey, Ma, how you doing? All refrigerators make a little noise. How about some avocado? We can make guacamole. Cook it medium heat. Don't put it on the phone. No, don't put it. Hey, Grandma.
With T-Mobile, families talk free. Share 700 whenever minutes. Just $59.99.
The dog? Yeah, he's bulimic.
T-Mobile, official wireless partner of families and the NBA.
Life takes ambition. Life takes luck. It takes determination. It takes confidence, respect, and talent. Life takes joy and spontaneity. It also takes a little help. That's where we come in. So go on, live life, and remember that no matter what it takes, life takes Visa.
Big plans tonight?
Gonna go home, check the fridge, heat something up, watch the game.
Choose something new. Welcome to Chili's. Introducing Chili's new Sizzlin' Spice Selections. Select any 2 from 7 grilled favorites, like Chili's bold honey barbecue sirloin or our tangy Rita chicken. That's 2 flavors all on 1 plate. So hurry in now for new Sizzlin' Spice Selections. Only at Chili's. Come on, live a little.
Some TV families are inspiring.
Not these guys.
Mom, what are you doing? From ABC and Lorne Michaels, a new generation
Blah, blah, blah.
of family comedy.
What do you? Hey, flat off.
Sons and Daughters premieres Tuesday, 9/8 Central, only on ABC.
Taco Bell update. Mike Tirico here in New York. Ron Artest had his highest scoring game as a Sacramento King. Highest scoring game in a couple years with 30 points. Not enough, though. Jamison and Arenas, 2 members of Team USA, combined for 54, and the Wizards won by 10. Mike and Hubert.
Tie game, Mike, here early in the second quarter. Suns have hit their first 4 shots from the field in the second period, and Shawn Marion has led the way, Ubi, with a little bit of everything.
Well, he's playing 41 minutes a game. Now, how about the rebounding? Tied for first. Dunks, then points in the paint. Minutes, we're saying 41 minutes a game, and he's 5th in the league in steals. There are only 3 guys, Mike, in this league averaging 20 points and over 10 rebounds. Marion, Garnett, and then also Elton Brand, who's having a fantastic season with the Clippers.
And those are the numbers since the All-Star break. He's had a career-high 44-point game in that stretch, a career-high 24-rebound game, plus the constant defense against bigger opponents like this afternoon against Nowitzki. Daniels forces it in there between 2 Suns.
The Daniels game is 17 feet down in, and he's very clever. He's at 6'6". He handles the ball extremely well, and he's long. He can attack, and he splits the tracks.
They try to pick and roll. Daniels with the steal, 3-on-2 for the Mavericks.
Got to get the layup.
And they do. Dirk Nowitzki able to put it in.
Yeah, you love it when they come down in a situation like that and they're unselfish.
Marion, at that time, tips it, and Griffin comes away. The Mavericks shooting 67% from the field, and we're in the second quarter. Mismatch there with Stackhouse and Barbosa. Nice pass, Daniels, left hand, won't go. And Eddie House comes out of the pack.
Now, Phoenix continues to double-team any post-up player, but they're a little late on the rotations on the men going to the basket without the ball.
Barbosa in and out. He's been shooting so well from that range.
The pace is great, isn't it? I mean, no one's falling asleep at this game, I'll tell you.
Well, Avery Johnson said, we can run against this team, but it's more important we have to run back.
That's right. Your centers must get back, according to Avery Johnson. You get back, then you can force them into that half-court game.
Stackhouse tried to force it in. Ball knocked loose, and Diaw saves it.
I'm surprised that he did not finish, Mike, with his left hand. By trying to come back up over with his right hand, he got a bad percentage shot.
Eddie House. Another player in his first year with Phoenix. Another player playing alongside Steve Nash, getting a career high. It's been amazing how Nash has continued to just elevate the teammates, whether they're new or been around him for a while.
Nice pass.
Daniels, poor defense that time for Phoenix, and Daniels now with 10 points to lead all scorers. And Barbosa foul. Well, they come right back at you after makes, after misses, doesn't matter.
Well, you know, they say, take it out of the basket, get it up, and get a shot up within 6 seconds. And you know that they do this well. Barbosa, extremely quick going to the rim. I like the fact that the entire time that Stackhouse was out there, they were going to him. They were going to milk him from an offensive standpoint.
So not in the penalty yet. Nash in that usual position. That's something that he has to do, is congenital condition. He says it's not good for him to sit normal. It kind of compresses his back. That affects his hamstrings. So it's not like he's just relaxed. It's something he feels he needs to do for his body and the condition he has. Thomas misses a three. 6-point Dallas lead. Just over 4 minutes gone by here in the second. Jason Terry, way short. Long rebound. That might be the first time the Mavericks have missed back-to-back shots.
I remember watching these teams now. You have number 1 and number 2 in three-point field goal percentage.
Eddie House able to put it in. House in his first year, former second-round pick of the Heat, a high-scoring guard out of Arizona State, who's just been a big spark off the bench.
Eddie said it's a great team to play for. The coaches, players, great people. Everyone gets along, and the style of play is perfect for his style.
Right. Griffin has it knocked away. Good defense from Barbosa. And a loose ball foul is going to go against the Mavericks and Sagana Job.
Now just think, in this first half, Phoenix has tried to take at least 6 charges. Now, some they have picked up, some have gone the other way. But they are getting the people to get in front of you off the dribble.
You know, you look at a team like Phoenix, they give up a lot of points, but it's more their style. Are they much improved defensively?
Well, come on. A beautiful pass. That was a great movement without the ball. Look, the 3 top differential teams in the league. How many points you score, how many points you give up. Detroit is number 1, and right out here, Dallas and Phoenix are 2nd and 3rd. Both teams have a differential of 7. You cannot have a differential of 7 if you don't play at the other end of the floor.
Nowitzki with a hand in his face. And Thomas doing a good job on the boards. Tim Thomas. House fires it up again. Instant offense off the bench. Another 3.
Another guy, because he's one of the 5 guys that can shoot that ball at over 40%. And they can shoot it, and they come out, and they do all this, Mike, in 15 to 17 minutes, the second unit.
First lead of the game for the Phoenix Suns. Griffin charging underneath. Tough shot. Puts it in. Griffin 5 for 5 from the field. He's got 10 points, and the average is only 4.5 a game. Barbosa. Diaw. Barbosa. That's a 3.
Come on. They just run it back at you. Barbosa coming into this game is shooting 47% in 3. And you say, well, boy, he's already taken 3. That's right, he's taking his quota. But I don't think he's going to stop, Mike.
They're 5 of 8 from downtown. Nowitzki counted and a foul. Exchanging buckets here in the second quarter. And we'll have a timeout.
Mike, when you play Phoenix, when you shoot, you've got to get to the offensive glass and punish them at getting your second shot attempts. And the other factor, every chance you get to take it to the rim, like Dirk has done right here. That's his 3rd finish coming with the left hand.
Grand Cherokee SRT-8. With the power to go from 0 to 60 in under 5 seconds. It's a force of nature.
It's every ball player's dream to play in the majors. Finally got my call with Boston in 04.
Tim Casey was a journeyman, and he got a cup of coffee for about 10 days and then had to go back.
10 best days of my life. This is a picture of me in the show with Poppy.
I don't remember Tim Casey.
The towels in the show are so absorbent. These guys love to hear stories about the show. You can get flat water, you can get sparkling water, you can mix them together if you want.
Are you ready for the show? MLB 06, the show. Rated E for everyone.
You know what I mean, right?
Taco Bell's Crunchwrap Supreme. Beefy, melty, crunchy, cool, classic Taco Bell taste. Loaded into a flour tortilla and grilled for maximum portability. For classic Taco Bell tastes that are good to go, think outside the bun.
What kind of kiss would you like? How about a free kiss from Earthlink? Get a free Kiss spyware scan to help kiss spyware goodbye. Visit earthlink.net for a free spyware scan today.
Strength does not come from physical capacity. It comes from an indomitable will.
Where'd you get these? I brought them from home. You brought tongs from home? From the creator of Saturday Night Live, Lorne Michaels.
You can't leave a grill unattended. That's rule number 1 of a barbecue.
What are you doing? You don't touch another man's meat. Sons and Daughters premieres Tuesday, 9/8 Central, only on ABC.
The NBA on ABC, brought to you by Jeep, the all-new 2006 Jeep Commander. It's your world. Take command. And PlayStation 2, live in your world, play in ours.
Back in Dallas, where Steve Nash and Dirk Nowitzki played 6 years together for the Mavericks. They're very happy for each other's success. And Nowitzki says right now his MVP for this season, Steve Nash again.
Without Amari, and they still keep on winning over the whole season. And he's the motor to that team. He gets them going every night, and they're so much fun to watch. So I think Steve deserves it again.
It means a lot to me. He's one of my best friends, and it's tough that we couldn't continue our careers together. But I'm certainly proud of the way he's become the leader of that team and led them forward, and to obviously one of the best teams in the league now. And for him to respect what I've done and what our team's doing, it means a lot to me.
Well, when you look at these two guys, you're talking about two of the great shooters in the league. Field goal, 3 points, and foul shooting. And then both humble people, very hard workers. They lead by example, not by talking a lot of trash. They get the job done.
And part of the bond between the two is the fact that stardom in the NBA did not come easy for him. Nash, of course, he had his problems at times in Phoenix, and certainly when he came here to Dallas at first. Nowitzki was not an instant star. He questioned whether or not he was going to be able to play in the NBA, and they worked hard together. Nowitzki talks about how after practice at night, the two of them would come here to Dallas and shoot and have drills and shooting games and play horse as we have an offensive foul, and that's the type of thing they developed that bond as teammates.
Well, Dirk made a great point to us today, and that was that Steve was in the league a couple of years, and it really helped his development because he would show him the ropes, whether it was on the court, off the court, socially, etc., and so forth. It really helped him. That was part of the bonding. And then the fact that they were both trying to prove themselves at this level. And then to see the two of them rise through the status that they have accomplished is great because they're both terrific people.
And again, so unselfish. Guarding each other right there on the mismatch. The extra pass. Griffin getting inside. Nice feed on Nowitzki finishes. Well, Adrian Griffin having a superb all-around game.
Nowitzki, every time Nowitzki is challenging to the basket, it's coming with the left hand.
Thomas. Oh, strong finish for Tim Thomas.
Well, as long as he does not stay out there and just shoot threes. You have a chance today to really get to the rim, make it happen, and then send it down with some thunder.
1 point Dallas lead. Small lineup out there for Phoenix. It's been the case all season, though. Nowitzki gets inside. Good hard drive and a foul. Thomas bumped him, and Nowitzki now with 15 points.
He has 5 scores down inside of the defensive circle by taking the ball strong to the basket. Just a great part of his game. And Avery Johnson said, this is something which we're emphasizing with Dirk. We know that he can make the threes. We know he has the great 12 to 17-foot game. The key is to get him to go to the basket and then get to the foul line. And you say, why not? The guy shoots 89%.
He took some criticism after the loss from the Spurs because Bruce Bowen guarded him and didn't post him up. Avery Johnson was saying that they had him look at the film as to why he wasn't in the right spot perhaps to do those things.
Well, a lot of times, Mike, when you post up, you can't pass yourself the ball. And then it comes down to the guy, can he create the passing angle?
Nice passing angle, but Dampier breaks up what should have been a layup for James Jones.
2 good shot blockers with Dampier and Jock.
Terry can't get it to go.
Terry's away. Terry's been on the front of the rim in this first half, Mike.
Terry with the steal. Mavericks pushing. Nowitzki. Pass deflected by Tim Thomas. Nash, the leading assist man once again in the NBA. Hits a 2-pointer. Foot was on the line, and Nash now with 10 points, 2 assists.
Now, Phoenix, number 1 in 3-point attempts, 25 a game. Number 1 in 3-point makes, 9.6 a game. They already have made 6 in this game, Mike. And we still have a long road to go.
Nice good open looks. Nowitzki down to Dampier. Dampier foul and one.
Nice.
Steve Nash very upset, yelling at Mark Wunderlich.
Strong move by Dampier. The centers on this team, Dampier and Jopp, get very few looks. Now, right there, now that was not a travel. All right, you could see that when he made a spin move, that left foot stayed glued to the ground, and then he went right up in traffic.
Nash's first foul, as Dampier will shoot one, and we'll send it over to Lisa.
Well, Mike, Eric Dampier was replaced in the starting lineup in January, replaced by Sagana Diop. He says he's right now just trying to adjust to his new role coming off the bench. He's just trying to get 10 points, 10 rebounds a night in the 20-24 minutes that he's played. I asked him if he's happy. He said, Avery Johnson told me it's working, so I guess I'm happy. Mike Hubie, I don't know if that means he's really happy or not. What do you think?
Well, he's playing well this afternoon so far. Most players would like to start, but it's worked well for the team with him coming off the bench.
Absolutely. With Griffin and Jopp with that first unit, they have guys who are out there defensively every night along with Howard when he's healthy. And then they have 3 offensive players in Howard, Terry, and Nowitzki. They've done the same thing with their second unit.
Shot clock down to 3. Stackhouse with a hand in his face.
He's having a major impact with this second unit. Now he comes off the bench and he's instant offense. Now the guy is coming with 12, 13 points every single night.
Dallas back up by 7. They're shooting 62%. Nash with the left hand.
Ready. How about that for a little stagger move?
Makes it look so easy.
Well, you say that he's going in slow motion.
12 points for Nash. And he's averaging a career-high 19.5 per game. 4 more than last year when he won the MVP. Daniels, pretty move.
He has a beautiful game behind the backboard. With the long arms, he plays the glass well.
Thomas can't hit that 3. Stackhouse looking to push. Marquise Daniels getting the start with Josh Howard out with a hamstring injury. Howard has been such a terrific player this season. But the bench once again coming through as Stackhouse throws it away.
Once again, another quick trap. That time, Stackhouse saw that Nash was coming on the trap, and he tried to overpass into that corner.
Patient has a fractured fibula. Given him a mild sedative, so he can be able to go on tomorrow.
Daddy's gonna be so excited.
All good.
That killed him.
Paging Dr. Palmer, Dr. Barbara Palmer. Dial 452.
The all-new Jeep Commander. Introducing the first Jeep 4x4 with 7-passenger seating. It's not just for the city, it's of the city.
Someday, someone will put together one truly seamless local-to-global IP network. One that works alongside America's most reliable wireless network. Someday your network will come with every piece of the solution that you need, including the most important piece, people. People who are accountable for your business. Someday, all the pieces will come together, and it will be magnificent. Someday is today. Verizon has joined with MCI to form Verizon Business. Now you'll look at all your business communications and say, that works. Verizon Business. We never stop evolving, improving, perfecting. We never stop working for you.
Dallas led early. Phoenix fought back in there in the second quarter, but now the Mavs have re-extended the lead to 7. And in a minute 48 of second quarter time, Scottie Pippen joins me for the T-Mobile halftime report. Get Scotty's thoughts here momentarily, but first, I want to remind you that coming up at halftime, Ahmad Rashad has a really good visit behind the scenes with the coach of the Suns, Mike D'Antoni.
And I'm telling you, right now, we did not compete in the first quarter. We competed for the other 3 quarters. Too late. When we walk in here, if we're not ready to play, we can get beat by any team in the league.
Behind the scenes, there's some neat stuff. What have you seen so far in the first half?
Well, Dallas got off to a great start, but obviously they weren't able to hold that lead. They have to play better defense if they're going to hold off a surging Phoenix Sun team going forward.
All right, see you in a little bit. Mike and Hubie.
Thanks, Michael. 7-point lead for Dallas. Of course, it's the biggest night of the year. All the brightest stars will be out, who will take home Hollywood's highest honor, the Oscars. It'll be fun to watch Jon Stewart hosting the Oscars live tonight, starting at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific only on ABC. The one guy I want to see win is Paul Giamatti for Best Supporting Actor in Cinderella Man. That's the one I want. Everything else I'm fine with, Hubie.
All right, you're very outspoken.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I thought that the job done in the Capote movie was absolutely amazing.
Philip Seymour Hoffman?
Yes, absolutely outstanding.
Meanwhile, also on tonight, the Bulls and the Cavs are NBA calendar. That's on ESPN, 7:30 Eastern. And NBA TV on Monday. Memphis playing at Denver. And then the doubleheader Thursday on TNT. It's the Nuggets and Sixers, followed by Phoenix hosting San Antonio. So a big week for the Phoenix Suns. Right now, the Suns trailing by 7. Dial's been a little quiet so far. Been filling up the box score all season. Raja Bell gets inside, blocked by Nowitzki. And Armstrong pushing. And nowhere to go. Here comes Marion. Look at the quickness.
Look at this guy.
And Marion explodes. That first step.
You know, he's only 6'7". And when you consider the fact he's second or third, depends upon the week in rebounding. The fact that he gets you over 20, and then he will either play a power forward or small forward. It doesn't matter the matchup. And he's a shot blocker. He's in the top 5 in steals. I mean, the guy is all over the place.
He is playing at such a high level right now, and with such confidence.
You always tell your players, never leave your feet unless you are going to shoot the basketball. Anytime that you leave your feet to pass first, if the defense reacts, now you are stuck and you're probably going to get into a turnover.
Thinking about Marion, he's been so consistent every night, double figures every single game this season. Stackhouse trying a quick move on Barbosa. Can't power it in. Dampier lost it.
Yeah, he's upset. He knows that he had good position. He took it in there really strong. got up into him. Now Avery Johnson is all over Mike Callahan. He was looking. He thought that Stackhouse was fouled on the release.
So Callahan walks down the other end of the floor. Now he's hearing it from Mike D'Antoni. White with an NBA ref. An offensive foul call on Shawn Marion.
Yeah. Now Shawn just a little upset. Mike is. He was on the other side of the floor. Keep an eye on it right here. You're going to see it right there. Now you say, well, that was a flop. Well, Marion had no place to go, and you can see he used his forearm to push the defender. Now Mike is upset, but he was on the other side. He had a bad angle on that.
I believe he just said, I respectfully disagree with that call.
I do.
Right. Final minute here in the second quarter. Griffin drives. Stackhouse wide open, and Jerry Stackhouse hits the first three-pointer of the game for the Mavericks. He had missed 14 in a row from three-point range in the past week plus. Diaw short. How about Adrian Griffin? 10 points, 2 assists, 3 rebounds, couple of deflections.
Now, Dallas must be careful, because if they shoot and miss, Phoenix is going to have time here now to get the ball out quick.
Nowitzki kicks it out. Terry wide open for three.
Nice. You have plenty of time here. Plenty of time.
Final seconds. Raja Bell. That's a two-pointer. Won't go. And the buzzer sounds. The Mavericks erupting. Offensively, they shoot 63% from the field and put up 62 points on the board.
Now, this is a great pace. We told you we have great shooters in this game, and we have the number 1 and number 2 3-point percentage shooters, and it's going to happen.
Let's send it over to Lisa Salters.
Adrian, 5 for 5. Any way you look at it, that's perfect. What's going on for you out there that you're feeling?
Well, I don't think it's so much me. I think it's so much we got some guys out. So everybody got to kind of pick up the slack. You know, we missing some key guys. Josh Howard, T. Van Horn. And, you know, we need those guys. They're key parts to our team.
The Mavericks and the Suns, 2 of the elite teams in the West. The game started off very physically. What is the intensity level out there? Does this feel like it's not another game out there?
Well, I wasn't here last year, but, you know, I saw it on TV. You know, the playoffs are tough, and I think everybody remembers last year. You know, Phoenix, you know, they're a good team. You know, Steve Nash coming to town, and he played here. So it's a lot of variables to go in the game, but it's still basketball. You still try to come out and win the game.
Thanks a lot. Good luck the second half. Mike, back to you.
Griffin, one of 2 players left from that team that went to the conference finals back in 2003. He left and came back. Meanwhile, after this break, Mike Tirico and Scottie Pippen of the T-Mobile Halftime Report. Ahmad with his All Access with Mike D'Antoni, and the United States Olympic roster announced Team USA. Suns fell behind by 11, came back and took the lead at one point. But a strong finish for the Dallas Mavericks. They're led by Dirk Nowitzki, 16 points, an 11-point halftime advantage.
Everybody get down on the floor now!
You're the hostage negotiator? That's right. What do you got?
On March 24th,
things are not all they appear to be. He's up to something.
The only way to know the truth.
There are matters at stake that are a little bit above your pay grade.
Is to get inside.
I think you're stalling. Why? I don't know.
You're too damn smart to be a cop.
Keep your men back!
Denzel Washington, Clive Owen, and Jodie Foster.
Come on, this ain't no bank robbery!
Inside Man, rated R, starts March 20th.
The first half, and then Daniels, who came in with 12. Dirk Nowitzki finished 5 times with his left hand. Everything is strong to the basket, and there is no shot blocking out there to worry about. So it plays right to you. Now keep an eye right here. These 3 guys. Now Dirk is having a great half with the field goals and then also the rebounding. But how about this? You get 22 points out of Griffin and Daniels. By the way, 2 guys who were never drafted. And the fact that they are 11 for 12 from the field.
And they're doing it without Josh Howard, their best perhaps slasher on the team. He's out with a hamstring injury as we send it over to Lisa Salters.
Well, Mike, Suns head coach Mike D'Antoni obviously not very happy about those points allowed in the paint. He said 42 points for the Mavericks in the paint, That's just ridiculous. And he said to add to that, every time they got a couple of easy ones, our guys would overreact, and then they would kick it out and make a couple of threes. He said we've got to do better with that. But he said overall he's happy with the pace of the game. He said we should have a lot more points on the board than we do, so I'm not worried. We should be fine. Mike?
All right, Lisa, one of the reasons against Phoenix without Kurt Thomas, one of their prime defenders in the paint, it's something they're going to have to pick up the slack with Thomas out for 6 to 8 weeks. Diaw. Nash gets in. Kicks it out. I think hit it to Thomas on the left side or the right side. It looked like he had nowhere to go with it.
Well, he's a master passing with his left hand. And we know that he's right-handed, but he's dangerous with the left-handed pass.
Nowitzki not that time. Nash, of course, last year winning the MVP, said two things that meant a lot to him as he knocks down that shot. He got a call from Kevin Garnett, the previous season MVP, and he got a letter that meant an awful lot from Bob Cousy.
Well, they play an awful lot alike. There's no doubt about that. Very unselfish. They have the total game. Great off the dribble. Make it happen, and then add up the assists as you find the free people.
And here's Griffin once again. Adrian Griffin, 6 for 6 from the field. You talked about him not being drafted. That wasn't the case out of Seton Hall. He wasn't drafted as Marion fires and knocks down a three as they're exchanging baskets. But this is not Griffin's game, but he's a guy that didn't make the NBA until 99. It took him 3 years.
Right.
Bounced around the CBA, played over in Europe. And he's a guy that Avery Johnson says, we're not where we are without him.
Well, they appreciate his defense. He's a hard-nosed, tough guy, and they can put him on all the team's best scorers at the two-guard position.
It's only the 4th three-point attempt by Dallas, but they made 3 of them. Thomas blocked by Jow. Oh, and it's tipped in by Nowitzki on the broken play. So Terry calls out the play. Terry, 8 points.
Pressure, Mike, on Dallas. You've got to continue this pace. You're at home. You're really dangerous in this building because you know that Phoenix will continue to come running back rapidly.
Terry, he's now in double figures. The 4th Maverick. They average 6 of them per game. And lead back up to 11. Nash gets inside.
Oh,
Diaw couldn't handle it.
Well, it was a surprise pass. And anytime you make that shovel pass that close, it's a difficult catch.
Marion puts it in.
Well, Marion's having a nice, solid game. Now, he's right up there at 13 points right now. But what they have to do is get Diaw going here. Diaw right now has only got 7. They're playing him at the center position. He's got to force things, make things happen.
Yeah, there's a turnover. Diaw, of course, and not just necessarily scoring, just to get him involved in
That's right. Well, with the ball, Mike, that's why I try to bring out the point that he's close to 6 assists a game. Now, that's not bad for a guy who's playing a 4 or 5 position for you.
And Thomas draws the foul. That's what they want to see him do more of. And take it to the basket. Thomas, one of those guys who has just a terrific NBA body, so athletic. He's got very nice skills. He's now in his 9th year. This is his 5th NBA team. He's one of those who does just enough to say, boy, this guy could be something special, but he's never had the consistency to reach that potential.
Well, he's been on a lot of playoff teams. He's been able to score in double figures. He's extremely talented. He's long. He's quick. He can hit the threes. He can take you off the dribble, even post up sometimes. The big thing right now is with this ball club, if they're going to try to play him at the center position, okay, and match him up with some centers, big thing is he's going to have to rebound. This is something which he has not shown that he can do night in and night out. Now you say, well, Diaw and Marion will take care of the boards. They need help. They need another guy up there because you're taking Kurt Thomas away from the defensive glass with this stress fracture problem.
See those 2 big guys on the bench in the nice suits, Amari Stoudemire and Kurt Thomas. Stoudemire still a little ways away from returning. Shot clock down to 5. Nowitzki, tough shot with Marion draped all over.
Tough shot, terrific. My good call because Marion was right up on top. You could not play that any better than that.
Nash misses the layup, drops the rebound. Nash felt he was fouled.
Got to get back here.
Terry. Daniels! Oh, strong finish for Daniels.
What a game he's having. They have 2 guys in this lineup, and Griffin and Daniels. they are making the most, of these starting positions. Now Daniels is going in for the missing Howard.
High arcing shot, Nash over his buddy Nowitzki. And Nash with 16 points. Nash having to shoot a little bit as they need the offense a little bit more than the normal. And there you see these two players for Josh Howard at that big game.
Well, they continue to, Dallas continues to run the two-man game from the wings.
Terry finding the stroke.
Yeah, Terry, they brought Terry into this game. They're looking for him at the beginning of the second half, taking advantage of Nash because they're forcing Nash now to play hard defense and get through the screens.
Diaw draws the foul. I think they're going to call it on Daniels. Either way, Boris Diaw will shoot two.
Just keep moving. I'm talking about a guy who just keeps moving, and that is right here. Marquise Daniels. All of his field goals in this game have been down inside the painted area, whether he's coming, in from the wing area or he's catching a pass in the paint.
He just picked up his third foul. He's a guy that, as Yubi said, undrafted out of Auburn, graduated in 3.5 years with a degree in sociology, smart player, and a very talented offensive player. And with more on him, let's go to Lisa.
Well, Marquise Daniels has more than 30 tattoos all over his body. He said he got his first one when he was 14 years old, and he adds a couple, 2 or 3 every year. He plans to get 2 or 3 more this summer. He says it's addictive. In fact, he's got the entire text of Psalm 91 from the Bible on his chest and stomach. He has tattoos everywhere, but the one place he doesn't have them on his legs, he said, that's for girls. How many tattoos do you guys have over there?
No, that's Lisa. First off, the answer is 0. Second of all, I've never heard of Griffith gets inside. I've never heard of tattoos being addictive. How about Griffith? 7 for 7 from the field. He's got 14 points, and the average is 4.5 a game. Diaw, good hard drive. Marion on the foul, can't finish. And Nowitzki.
Well, with Jop and Nowitzki in there banging around, and then Griffith, they've been really difficult.
Terry, tough shot. And the Mavericks have opened up their largest lead of the game, a 13-point advantage. Diaw, wide.
Mike, just think of the layups. Daniels, Griffith. All right, and now Terry in this quarter. Terry has come to life. He's really looking for his shot.
As we mentioned, not only is Howard not playing, Devin Harris is out again, and no Keith Van Horn. Nowitzki. 20 for Nowitzki.
Well, they're just going to show us right now that they have not completely abandoned that 17 to 20-foot jump shot game.
Nash. Oh, another one. Twirling it in. Nash, the magician, with 18.
He plays the board so well. But, Daniels at the other end. He's been showing us some great backspin moves as he's cutting under the basket and coming up on the other side.
Some very talented offensive players on the floor this afternoon here in Dallas. Terry. That won't go. Got the offensive rebound. Dallas has hit 9 of 11 from the field here in this third quarter. That's after shooting 63% in the first half. Just incredible shooting numbers. Terry, looks like he took an extra hop. And loose ball foul is going to go against Sagana Diop. And we'll have a timeout with 5:12 remaining here in the third. Dirk Nowitzki with 20 points. His former teammate and best friend, Steve Nash, he leads his team with 18. Both teams shooting well. But right now, it's the Mavericks, winners of 16 straight at home, up by 11.
The Honda VTX 1800. Choose from 5 distinctive styles, 13 exclusive colors, over 50 unique looks, and over 100 Honda genuine accessories. It's our most powerful performance cruiser ever. But you, make it your bike. Create your own at vtx.honda.com.
What if you put a thin metal filament inside a glass vacuum and ran a current through it? That works. What if you put a bunch of actual rocket scientists in a room and told them, Shoot for the moon. That works. What if you created a lens so small you could place it in your eye to improve your vision? That works. Suppose we created a local to global IP network so seamless and transparent you could quickly see how to better manage opportunities and prevent threats. Suppose you had the latest wireless technology. Suppose it all came with people. People who understand that capability goes hand in hand with accountability. Verizon has joined with MCI to form Verizon Business to make your business more successful and your life a little easier. That works. Introducing Verizon Business.
Man, you gotta try this grilled pineapple sauce.
Try the Kung Pao.
Make way for CJ. Watch out. Watch out. What's up, guys? Hey. Don't mind if I do. Woo.
Nice, man. That was the Kung Pao sauce for my shrimp.
Dip into flavor in a whole new way with Friday's new Flavor Shots Grill. Pick an entree in your choice of either sweet or spicy Flavor Shots Grill dipping sauces. Everyone could use more Fridays.
This copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
The NBA on ABC, brought to you by TGI Fridays Restaurants, where the three-course menu is back. Everyone could use more Fridays.
Back in Dallas, where Steve Nash played 6 years before going to Phoenix as a free agent. Wasn't easy that first year. In fact, he was booed here by the hometown fans and remembered one specific game against Houston where it got a little rough.
That was an incredible experience to go through, to be booed every time you touch the ball as a point guard on your home floor. But it was one that, I used as a positive, and, it was difficult for a few moments. And it was funny, my younger brother, it was the first game he'd seen me play in the NBA because he'd been playing soccer in England, and it was the game they were booing me. So when they were booing me, I looked over at him looking for sympathy or see if he was hiding his face, and he's over there laughing at me.
Typical brother reaction.
Yeah, absolutely. But what's amazing about him, he was booed when the Suns drafted him. The fans at the draft party booed. Here's a guy who's become a special player later in his career. He was always good, but he's just gotten so much better.
I received a phone call many years ago from my very dear friend Carl Williams at Santa Clara. He said, "Yubi, I just signed a kid from Vancouver, Canada, to go to Santa Clara, and he's going to be the next John Stockton." I'll never forget the phone call. And sure, it took him a little while to get there, but what he's doing, we're seeing another John Stockton.
That was the only school that recruited him in the United States. Had to prove himself every step of the way. Meanwhile, Shawn Marion with another one of those great alley-oop finishes. Terry. That won't go. Raja Bell will bring it up. Bell has also had a quiet game, just 5 points.
Well, in that first half, Mike, when Dallas jumped out to the double-figure lead, they had that little lull. And what you do not want to have happen is to allow Phoenix back now.
Griffin is now guarding Nash. Diaw looks to take Terry and does a good job taking advantage.
Smart basketball. And we're seeing at both ends. Anytime that we get a big man, small man situation, small man and defense, they take him right into the post. We're seeing a lot of intelligent things here today.
Under 4 minutes remaining in the third. Lead back down to 7 again. Nowitzki. Again, Marion's playing him well.
Well, they have no one to play him that can stop him off the dribble. They're afraid to come with the double team. You come with the double team, they're going to shoot the three.
Barbosa can't hit. Diaw pokes it out of bounds. And it's Dallas ball. Stackhouse will now return.
Keep an eye on Dirk now right here. He has all the spin moves. Remember, he's 7 foot. He handles the ball like a two-guard or a small forward. He has excellent foot movement. He's very, very quick. He can split the double teams. And then if you're going to play a guy on him 4 to 5 inches shorter, he's going to shoot up over the top.
He hasn't had to shoot the threes, even though he's shooting a career high from that range this season. Done a great job of getting good, easy looks. Daniels. Or inside looks, I should say. 2 on the shot clock. Stackhouse has to fire a 3. Barbosa running the floor. Marion. And Raja Bell, the offensive rebound.
And Nash will take him off the dribble. They needs help right here.
Nash kicks it out.
Nice.
To pass and a wide open look. Raja Bell, an air ball. And it's going to be Dallas ball.
Let me tell you, Raja Bell, you do not see that very often. We're talking about a guy who shoots it at 42%. He takes 6 a game.
All right, now the Mavericks a 9-point lead late here, third quarter from Dallas.
What you got there?
Buck of noodles, 99 cents.
Man, you're smart.
We wasted our 99 cents on these new Buffalo Snackers from KFC.
100% chicken breast, buffalo sauce, sesame seed bun.
And to think, we could have had noodles.
That's a good one.
The new 99-cent Buffalo Snacker from KFC. 100% chicken breast, authentic buffalo sauce, and crispy lettuce on a sesame seed bun. And like the original KFC Snacker, it's only 99 cents. Heat things up for under $1 at KFC.
Adrian wants to explore the world. Starting tomorrow,
I can try hard so I can do everything.
he will. Miracle Workers, series premiere tomorrow, 10/9 Central, only on ABC.
Third quarter in Dallas. Of course, tonight a special night. The biggest night of the year as the brightest Hollywood stars will be out. The Oscars. Jon Stewart, the host. That should be fun. The Oscars live tonight starting at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, only on ABC. Now, in honor of the Oscars, we have the Ubies, and we've got some good nominees, Ubi, for the best performer. 2 of them right up there as
definitely
candidates.
Definitely challenging for the MVP award. They do it all, and they lead their teams, and they get it done in the last 3 minutes of the games. And right here, two coaches who have maximized the potential of their teams, made tremendous adjustments because of injuries, and they're teaching their style of basketball. And then we have Shawn Marion also in MVP category, and then a supporting actor. And then you have Josh Howard, who has been absolutely terrific.
That, of course,
you're really going after me with this.
At the end of the year, the winners will receive the Ubi. If you're wondering, this is an official Ubi Brown bobblehead doll from his alma mater, Niagara, number 9. You recently received it at a nice honor.
Yes, it was. It was a great day and a lot of fun.
I've been offered a lot of money for this throughout the day.
The fact that you guys have one is just amazing, all right?
Nowitzki, quick turnaround. Tipped by Dampier, but DL comes down. Suns shooting 52%, and the Mavericks still at an incredible 62%.
Too many layups. You know, we say right from the opening tap, they've been taking the ball to the basket, and any time that you get that many shots in the paint, you're going to shoot a high percentage.
Nash off the one-footer.
Right now, we know that Nash is good. He's having a very good game. Marion's okay. Diao has stepped up. They need another guy to come in here right now. Either Barbosa or then also Tim Thomas. They got to get more action.
Stackhouse, that a 2-pointer, and the lead back up to 11. Raja Bell. There's one of the guys they could use to get hot.
Right. Now, Raja's a guy who's been averaging 15 a game for them during the season. Not just with the threes, because he's been tough defensively and also great good off the dribble. Maybe he'll come to life here right now. They need some help.
Stackhouse not that time. Bell does a good job defending him.
In this game, you are not getting a call on a charge if you flop. They said that in the first 5 minutes.
And they've been consistent with it.
Absolutely. Right.
Bad pass from Nash. That's Nash's 6th turnover.
Right.
Armstrong with the steal.
Armstrong read that beautifully.
Filling up on a minute remaining here in the third. Boy, Bell real bodying up. Good defense from Raja Bell. Daniels is not a catch and shoot guy. Daniels is a catch, survey the defense and take it to the basket. Barbosa for 3. Natural Barbosa. He's got 10 points off the bench.
Well, in that first quarter, he came off the bench, gave him a quick 7 points. Now, they need that from him also. Come in now off the bench, look for the threes, and then get out on the break.
They've cut it down to 6 in the final minute here of the third quarter. Crowd a little anxious. Stackhouse gets it inside. Blocked for the foul. Shawn Marion came over to help.
Now that's a situation where you do not need the trap of Dampier. If you just played him by himself, force him to make the correct pass.
Griffin comes back in as Marion picks up his second. So Nowitzki will get a breather. 22 points for Nowitzki. There you see Griffin, perfect from the field. That ties his season high with 14 points. And as we talked about with Griffin, is a guy that played 3 years in the CBA. He was even cut by a team in the Philippines. That's how far back he had to come. He was cut by 5 different NBA teams, but kept trying out, got better in the USBL, got better in the CBA, and now he's one of those intangible players, UB, that coaches love to have because he's not only physically tough, he's mentally tough.
Well, I'm happy for the young man because he has never given up on himself. He continued, and now look at this. He's on one of the top 3 teams in wins and losses in the NBA, and he's a starter, and he's making a heavy contribution.
8 on the shot clock. Diaw. Nice move from Diaw. Quietly now, he's got 17 points.
Yes, he has. And yeah, we said that he can do it in many ways. He can do it posting up. He can do it taking off the dribble. And then the extra added, the assist. Close to 6 assists a game.
He's got 10 points in the quarter. Avery Johnson's talking about a guy who had to pay his dues coming up as a player. And now doing a terrific job as a coach, but he also knows he's going to be judged by what happens in the postseason. Shot clock turned off, which should be the final possession of the third. Daniels, that's a 2-pointer.
Oh! He said, will you please keep quiet? I've got a game outside of 17 feet.
He's got 16 points, and that puts the Mavericks up by 8. Marquise Daniels starting in place of Josh Howard, having a strong game. Dallas went up by as many as 13. It was cut to 6, and it's now an 8-point game. This presentation of the NBA and ABC continues after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Presenting the Accord Hybrid V6 from Honda. You're sure to make friends.
Y'all slackers better figure out what y'all gonna do.
The ATL. I've been saving this for 3 years. They need to get out of here.
To a key player in the first unit because their second unit is so good.
Avery Johnson telling us that if they're healthy, they've got a shot, meaning a shot at a title this season. He really believes that.
Yeah, well, they've definitely improved their defense, and that's why I say when you have a differential of over 7, you're playing both ends of the floor. Now the pace here today has just been fantastic.
Griffin, his first miss. Dampier's second tip won't go, and Marion the rebound. Thomas takes it hard underneath. Zampier altered the shot. Thomas right back with a left hand.
Nice. He just did not have enough oomph to get up, lift, to finish on the first move. But I like the fact that he did not quit on the shot. He went right back to the glass.
And Phoenix back within 6 once again.
Like the trap and force them to make plays.
Daniels, nice, trying to flip it in there, but good defense from Boris Diaw. Diaw's so versatile. Eddie House, a quick three, won't go.
Know what Avery said? Avery was worried about can they continue, meaning Dallas, to run back defensively against Phoenix for the full 48 minutes. That's the challenge here.
Stackhouse looking to post up Barbosa. Jason Terry. Zampier chips it right to Thomas.
He has 4 on 3 here now. By Barbosa turning his back on the dribble, Mike, he lost the excited advantage that they had.
Yeah. Eddie House.
Pretty.
Nice feed inside, but Dion can't finish.
Oh, that was an easy play. That ball should have been sent down strong.
Stackhouse again. Block. Stackhouse wanted a foul.
Yeah, Gary Zielinski on there said he got the ball.
Ball deflected. Marquise Daniels. Oh, nice pass ahead to Stackhouse. What a pass ahead. As Diaw just missed it with his fingertip. And lead back up to 8. Just over 2 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Mavericks have led the entire second half for most of the game. Barbosa. And Leandro Barbosa, another three.
That was just a major mess up. They just ran a baseline screen. 2 defenders, one with the cutter, allowing Barbosa. You cannot fall asleep on Barbosa because he is a prime-time three-point shooter.
This is the closest they've been in the second half. After trailing by as many as 13. Daniels comes right back. Nice soft touch. Marquise Daniels has 18.
He has such a soft shot, and he plays the board as well as anyone off the dribble.
13 shooting over 50%. Dallas at 57. Eddie House knocks down the 2.
Oh, that's his game. That's his game, the perimeter game. Anytime he comes off the screen, you know he's looking to shoot. So if the guy playing the screener is late applying pressure, and if you do not go over the top defensively, he's going to be by himself.
Eddie House playing for his 6th NBA team in 6 years. He's bounced around the league. His brother-in-law is Mike Bibby, and House instant offense. Once had 61 in a game for Arizona State. And can fill it up here in the NBA.
Mike, you love it. 10 times this year, he has scored 8 points or more in the last quarter.
Hey guys, we're here.
Forerunner, expanding your universe. Toyota, moving forward.
Howdy, folks. We hope you've enjoyed your flight today. We're beginning our descent.
I really like this breakfast bistro sandwich.
Oh,
This bacon is great.
Well, you know, in Italy, bacon is called pancetta.
How do you know that?
As a guy, I pretty much know everything there is to know about bacon. It's encoded into our DNA at birth.
I have some things encoded on my DNA.
Oh, yeah?
Like I'm able to sense when you're just full of it.
Breakfast Bistro Sandwich. New at Sonic. Eggs, cheese, and bacon sausage or ham on toasted ciabatta bread. And now, swipe a credit or My Sonic card from your car. Only at Sonic.
Once in a generation, a show comes along that breaks all the rules and pushes the envelope on real-world issues.
What's this with you, like, leaving Grandma?
And on Tuesday,
sons and daughters will fight like hell to keep that tradition alive.
I'm just a guy trying to figure it out here.
Cut the crap, Wendell. You got some other girl? You got something going on the side?
Sons and Daughters, a new breed of family comedy. Premieres Tuesday, 9/8 Central, only on ABC.
The NBA on ABC, brought to you by Harley-Davidson Motorcycles. It's time to ride. And Toyota, choose any direction as long as it's forward. Toyota, moving forward.
Just over 3 minutes gone by. Fourth quarter in Dallas. Another sellout crowd. There's two of the best teams in the NBA. You see right now, Dallas with the third best record, tied with the Spurs, and Phoenix with the fourth. And of course, the scramble for home court advantage. You got to figure a lot of these playoff series are going to go to the seventh game, and you want that home court. These are huge games.
Absolutely. And the fact is that in the West, when you think of San Antonio and Dallas and Phoenix, they have overcome so many injuries to key players, and they still can maintain this high level of excellence. Where in Detroit, top 7 guys, not one guy has missed the game due to injury. So you've got to give a lot of, let's hear it, clapping in the hands for these clubs out west.
And again, don't forget, Amari Stoudemire, he is the wild card if he can return anything close to what he was last year. Shot clock down to 3. Terry inside. Boy, Terry's had a big second half.
Yes, he has. Right now, outside of Jock, the 4 starters for Dallas are between 14 and 22 points.
Diaw, nice move from Boris Diaw, and he has 19.
Yeah, they've got to keep going to him right now as we're going down the wire to allow him to create. Because there is no way, if Jock continues to pick him up, there's no way that he cannot break him down.
Diaw also with 9 assists. Griffin finds Nowitzki. Block! Oh, beautiful block from Marion.
Now, that's another part of Marion's game. The steals and the blocks.
Barbosa, that's his 4th three-pointer of the game. And the Suns all of a sudden within 2.
Now, remember we tell you about Barbosa? They moved him to the 2-guard position. He has 16 points today. He's playing free. He's looking for his shot. He's not worrying about the ball handling. He's just running the spots.
We were watching Mike D'Antoni. He had a huge smile on his face as they were coming up the floor.
I like this. They don't stack out. Go right out.
And Tim Thomas showing some aggressiveness on the boards. Eddie House, he won't hesitate. Diaw, the offensive board. So he's got 19 points, 9 assists, and 6 rebounds. He's doing it again.
Very quietly. That's been the beauty of it all.
Finds the shot in, and they've come back from 13 down to tie the game.
Now, okay, in Horsey, the driveway, Mike, you can call back on that, all right? And put a little pressure on the next guy.
20 points for Shawn Marion. Nowitzki.
Look out here. You got 3 on 2.
Diaw kicks it back for Tim Thomas. And Thomas, and a foul. And the Phoenix Suns have their first lead of the second half.
Remember what we said earlier in this game. Could Dallas continue to keep up the pace for the full 48 minutes? When you play Phoenix, it's easy. And you think you're winning by 15. But unfortunately, the game is under 10. And because they are going to keep coming at you. Now, they're only rotating 8 guys. Both teams basically are rotating 8 people here today.
And that takes his toll as it goes down. Again, Dallas without 3 key players who play big minutes in Van Horn, Harris, and Howard. Tim Thomas in just his 2nd game once again. Certainly helping out the Phoenix Suns, missing the free throw that time, though.
Now, Tim Thomas has filled the lane a couple of times here in the second half, which has been impressive, because you know that he is definitely not in game shape.
So after trailing by as many as 13 in the 3rd quarter, Phoenix on the road coming back against the team that's won a franchise record 16 in a row at home. Daniels short. Daniels not that time on the 2nd effort.
That time Diaw on the shot stepped away and started to move down court. Anytime that Daniels, a guy who plays below the foul line, takes a shot, you must put your body on him because he's going right to the offensive glass.
Diaw
way
had
off,
a good shot that time.
He had a bad angle, Mike.
The Suns defense, as you said, with the trap, have made a little bit of a frenetic pace right now for Dallas. They're past the midway point of the fourth. Diaw bumping Nowitzki. Nowitzki spinning, kicks it out. Daniels won't go. And the Suns are going to call a timeout. The Phoenix Suns climbing back from 13 down here in the second half. Took the lead, and right now it's tied.
Just keep an eye on this. This was excellent ball movement. Marion came from the other side of the lane, gets a shot block, and then at this end of the floor, a little bank. A little bit of luck, a little bank, but they'll take it.
Dirk Nowitzki not happy. His team's struggling here in the fourth quarter. It's a tie game with 5.5 to play.
This is Gary Poole. Married for 10 years, but didn't know it until he had fresh brewed premium roast coffee and a McGriddles. It was like he was seeing his wife for the very first time.
It's like we're newlyweds all over again.
Wake up and smell your life.
Hey, nice Harley.
Yeah. Had to get it, you know? It's great. It's the way I live my life, you know, by my own rules. Well, that's my creed or motto. My credo, you know?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like to live with the edge of my... Can you believe the crime in this town? It's crazy. It's like broad daylight right in front of us. It's like, hello, it's my bike, miss.
Maybe you should get your own.
We at war.
Listen up. We are now Operation Desert Storm. Let's go.
Without my rifle, I am nothing.
Without me, our rifle is nothing. I love this job.
Incoming!
Jarhead, ooh, on DVD Tuesday.
2 down, 1 to go. Let's finish this guy off. Get on. Beer. Beer. This is beer. Beer is falling from the sky. It's raining beer. It's beer. 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 Come outside, everybody. It's raining.
Maybe your light beer should taste more like
beer.
Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Miller, good call.
Eli Whitney, Thomas Edison, Henry Ford. Who will be the next American inventor? This guy?
Space Beetle Utopia.
See how cuddly they are. American Inventor premieres Thursday, March 16th, only on ABC.
Mike Tirico back in New York, our NBA update. Earlier, Lisa Salters interviewed Mark Cuban in Dallas, and you heard that Mark is heading to Hollywood for the Oscars, to be seen tonight, of course, here on ABC. And on his journey from Dallas to Los Angeles, via phone, just crossing the Texas border, we're joined by Mark Cuban. Mark, are you staying in touch with the game?
Oh, yeah, well, I have DirecTV on here, so I'm watching as we speak now.
This has got to be an awesome day. Your team, your love on national TV, playing a high-profile game, and 2 movies that you were heavily involved with in the executive producer role up tonight for an Oscar.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, this is like one of those, don't pinch me, I don't want to wake up nights. But, hey, I'm enjoying it, but I'll enjoy it more if the Mavs can win here and I can pull home 2 tonight.
Well, the entire day with Mark Cuban can be seen on SportsCenter later tonight on ESPN. Of course, the Oscars are coming up in a little bit here on ABC. Mark, thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
And we send it back to Mike and Hubie in Dallas.
Well, he's missing a terrific game.
Yes, he is.
In person, as it's tied at 97, but as he's able to watch it on TV. But this atmosphere in this arena has been terrific all afternoon. It's been a great place to watch NBA basketball. Diaw can't finish. Nowitzki the rebound.
Good defense that time. Stretched him into a poor angle.
Yubi, the defense for Phoenix here in the fourth quarter, has it picked up because the Mavericks all of a sudden not shooting well?
Well, I think that the Mavericks are getting down in the painted area, but what they do is they're converging defensively, and they're doing a pretty good job.
Nowitzki, great left hand.
That's right. Now, that is the first time in the last 3 minutes that they have gone down into this area and come up with a foul. Now, this is once again a beautiful finish with the left hand. Now this for Dirk. Remember we said in that first half he had at least 5 finishes in the paint. That one going away with a little left-handed baby hook.
So he's got 11 field goals. 5 or 6 of them have been with that left hand.
That's right.
And now 24 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Showing a nice repertoire. Mavericks back up by 3. Still plenty of time remaining. Nash for 3. Stackhouse tips it away. And they're going to keep it right here. The Suns ball. Quick tie of the sneaker for Steve Nash.
They have Nowitzki is playing Diaw, so you know that Diaw is taking him off the dribble. They're trying to stay at home with Terry on Barbosa.
And Daniels is on Nash. Griffin guarding Marion. Dallas, the much improved defense. Nash. Oh, what a feed! Oh, Steve Nash. Wow. His 8th assist and a beauty.
Once again with that left hand. I mean, he's so dangerous dribbling that way. And then he just, that was a splitting hair, just a great pass.
He just sees the floor so well, and the timing is perfect. Stackhouse lost it. Raja Bell knocked it away. Out of bounds. Last touch by Daniels.
Beautiful strip by Raja Bell. We say he's a tough, hard-nosed guy who matches up with your 2 guy. He and Stackhouse have really been in a Donnybrook here today.
And Bell, another one of those players, wasn't drafted. Just fits this system beautifully. Nash to Diaw. Foul and one. Nash with another great pass. And Diaw, the recipient, he's got a chance for a 3-point play.
Players will always continue to cut if you're playing with a guy who is unselfish. Now just watch how he makes this happen. How about that? There's the one with the left hand. Now this one, as he goes down inside, head fake, continue to move without the ball. And that's what they do so well. But they realize that if they get open, Nash will put the ball right in your hands. And the pass will be a pass that you can catch in traffic.
Diaw now 24 points, 10 assists, and 7 rebounds. Close to a triple-double as Raja Bell called for a foul. Stackhouse and Bell battling pretty hard.
Yeah, this has been very tough right here. Raja Bell is not giving an inch to Jerry Stackhouse. Stackhouse continues to try to post him up on the right side of the lane. Now, Stackhouse is having a tough day with the shooting percentage, but he is getting looks. They're going to him.
Bell, who played here in Dallas, in fact, had one of his best years prior to the season when he played with who else? Steve Nash, and Nash was with the Mavericks as well. Daniels doubled. Shot clock down to 5. Stackhouse, that's a 3. Way off, not even close. Suns with a 2-point lead on the ball. Coming up on 3.5 remaining in the 4th. Nash. Knocked away. Nash comes up with the play.
Well, you know, the guy averages 4 rebounds a game for a point guard at his size. All right? So he's down in there. You just got to pay attention to him.
Bell won't go. Diaw nearly tipped it, but he's called for a loose ball foul.
Yeah, that was tough.
Not in the penalty yet.
Yeah, that was a tough call. Mainly because Diaw was really working, and he was on the outside. Now, Mike D'Antoni's all upset because he thought that Diaw turned his body and got his arm up in there.
He's having a great time. What did he tell us yesterday? He says, I can't wait to get to the game tomorrow. I love coaching this team. There are no egos. I think everybody couldn't wait to get. It's been a terrific game. Nowitzki spinning, double, deflected again. Marion gets a piece of it.
Great hand.
Barbosa to the basket.
Oh, yes.
How about Barbosa? 18 points off the bench, and the Suns have their largest lead of the game.
How about the statement when talking to Steve Nash? Nash says Barbosa has to be one of the quickest guys in this league from end line to end line.
A 7-0 run by the road team. They're looking for their 10th straight overall win. They're up by 4.
What kind of kiss would you like? How about a free kiss from Earthlink? Get a free Kiss spyware scan to help kiss spyware goodbye. Visit earthlink.net for a free spyware scan today.
Taco Bell is open late. Feed your need for all the spicy, grilled, marinated, crunchy, and melty taste you can only get at Taco Bell. Want to spice up the night? Think outside the bun. Open till midnight or later.
Introducing the miracle of fusion, a revolutionary technology and a unique idea come together to create new Gillette Fusion. Until now, pressure caused irritation. Fusion has 5 blades spaced closer together to reduce pressure with less irritation and more comfort. Flip Fusion over. A precision trimmer for those tricky places. The comfort of 5 blades, the precision of 1. The best shave ever in manual or battery powered. New Gillette Fusion.
Introducing the all-new, bigger RAV4 with an available 269 horsepower V6. You're ready for whatever the road throws at you.
Life takes ambition. Life takes luck. It takes determination. It takes confidence, respect, and talent. Life takes joy and spontaneity. It also takes a little help. That's where we come in. So go on, live life, and remember that no matter what it takes, life takes Visa.
The NBA calendar coming up tonight on ESPN, 7:30 Eastern. Bulls and Cavs from Cleveland. Then Monday on NBA TV, the Grizzlies and Nuggets from Denver, 9 Eastern. The doubleheader on TNT Thursday, Nuggets and Sixers from Philly. And then these Phoenix Suns hosting the San Antonio Spurs. Coverage begin at 8 Eastern. Suns with a big week, and Steve Nash with a big fourth quarter.
Nash he's number 1 in the league in assists, and how he makes it look easy. Beautiful left-handed pass. Now he comes down inside, watch the head fake, and then just run without the ball, and I'll put the money on you. Now, how about this one? Run the lane, Barbosa. We know that you can sprint as good as anyone in this league. Right now, Phoenix, number 1 in the league in assists, 27 a game. Today, 26. Number 1 in 3 points made at 9. They have 9.
Although one weird stat for the Phoenix Suns, they have not played well in close games. 3 points or less, they're 0-6. 0-6. Nowitzki with the left hand again, not that time. Dan Pierce tip won't go. And Diaw with a rebound. He's now 1 rebound shy of a triple-double.
They are holding on. Dampier and Nowitzki.
Nash hits a 3. Nash from downtown. And the Suns, with 10 straight points, they lead by 7.
Main thing here is, now, come on, just stay within your game. No bad percentage shots. You know you can get to the rim.
Terry to Daniels. And Daniels splits it up and in. Marquise Daniels with 22.
You can't go away from what has been so good for you for 3.5 quarters. Take the ball to the best.
Nash once again getting inside. Chance of defense here in Dallas. It's the Phoenix defense that has been strong here in the fourth, and a foul on Jason Terry.
Yeah, you love that.
They're not in the penalty yet.
Mike, that was great. Nash told him, put the ball over on the wing. He told him, pass to the wing and post, because he saw that Terry was on Diaw. Great call.
1:45 remaining, 5-point lead. Nash with 21 points and 10 assists. Nash, Shawn Marion. Marion, great connect.
Good defense, though. Yeah, Dirk Nowitzki came right over there and put pressure on that.
Terry gets inside, and a blocking foul. Good aggressive move from Terry. Let's see if they call it in the act of shooting. I think they're going to take it out of bounds. It didn't look like he was going to shoot yet. Nope. Mark Wunderlich says yes. It's a
they're putting
shot
him on the line. Now just keep an eye on this. You're going to see it. He steps back in. I'll tell you, that could have been an offensive foul. All right, depends upon your angle. Now, you can see right there.
I think he was in the restricted area.
That's right. The key is the angle. You couldn't see whether or not the defender had a foot back on the line inside of that painted area.
Terry with a big free throw. Back to a 4-point game. Terry with 15 of his 17 in the second half as Griffin returns for Dampier. Again for Dallas, they've won 16 in a row on their home floor, a franchise record. Playing a little short-handed here this afternoon.
Now at the other end of the floor with Phoenix hitting over 100 again. 21 straight games of 100-plus points.
Many of the fans on their feet. Nash tries it again. Oh, Nash puts it in. Another circus shot. And the Suns back up by 5.
He just did that over a 7-footer, okay? All right, we're not talking about a stick. We're talking about Dirk Nowitzki.
Simply amazing. Terry for 3. Bang! Jason Terry from downtown. And it's back to a 2-point game.
Now, that's nice to see. Terry's had a sensational second half here tonight.
Both teams making big buckets. Final minute. 2 big streaks on the line. Phoenix has won 9 in a row. Alley-oop for Marion. Broken up by Nowitzki, but the second jump for Marion.
Yeah, he gambled that time. He thought he had it. And unfortunately, it went right into the hands of Marion.
4-point game.
They continue to look for the trap.
Nowitzki spinning. Double. Nearly throws it away. Terry won't go. And Diaw the rebound. They're going to call a held ball with Griffin and Diaw.
Good hustle that time by Griffin because Griffin came from the other corner. And by getting down inside there, he was able to tie the man up.
So with 24.7 left in the game, Dallas needs to win this tip. Diaw certainly has the height advantage and the jumping ability advantage. Sometimes that doesn't mean a thing. Tips it back, and Barbosa comes up with it, and they need to foul.
Yeah, you've got to foul. You cannot allow the clock to go down. Come on, are you letting precious time get away?
Avery Johnson yelling to foul. They finally foul Barbosa. Nowitzki yelling at Marquise Daniels for not fouling earlier.
Mike, that was just bad strategy. You're down 4, okay? So you had to foul quick. Now just keep an eye on this shot. Now Nash is going to be challenged by Nowitzki. Nowitzki thinks he's coming back up. How about with the left hand off the glass with the reverse spin?
So Barbosa and the Suns can wrap this game up if they hit their free throws. 14.8 remaining. Mavericks still have a couple of timeouts left. But a big free throw there from Barbosa, who has 19 points off the bench.
It's still going to be a 2-possession game. It's either going to be 5 points or 6 points. Good thing is you can milk this 14.8 because you have the timeout.
And a timeout call by Avery Johnson. He'll have 1 remaining. He's watched his team lead by 13 in the third, by 8 in the fourth. But it's the Phoenix Suns storming back, Hubie.
And this is the story of they continue to run as hard in the first quarter. Okay? And then as they go through that second, third, the pressure is can you keep it up for 4 quarters?
Hot dogs and soda at the game, $16. Movie tickets and a popcorn, $22. Mints and a diet soda, $3.25. The new trick at the checkout line, priceless. For a whole new way to pay, MasterCard introduces PayPass. Amazingly faster and safer than cash.
Hey guys, we're here.
Forerunner, expanding your universe. Toyota, moving forward.
The Braves signed me when I was 16 years old on account I had a major league cannon.
Yeah, I remember J.T. Smith. That's a guy that he threw the ball so hard that he couldn't hit the side of a red barn.
When I gave up pitching, I just started bowling, and the similarities were pretty apparent from the get-go. My job as a pitcher was always to intimidate. Now I intimidate the pins.
Nice.
Are you ready for the show? MLB 06, the show. Rated E for everyone.
That counts, right?
Looks like it's March again, which means it's the perfect time to go to Radio Shack and get a singular Sony Ericsson phone that's Bluetooth ready, has speakerphone, a camera, and a video recorder. For the best wireless phones and accessories, come to Radio Shack.
Next Sunday, doubleheader, the NBA Sunday on ABC. First 12:30 Eastern, LeBron James and the Cavs against Dwayne Wade and the Heat. And then at 3:30 Eastern, either the Sonics and Lakers from LA or the Rockets and Spurs from San Antonio. Next Sunday, right here on ABC, home of the NBA Finals. Mavs with the ball, but down by 6 with 14.8. What's the strategy?
Oh, you got to get a 3. There's no doubt. You just don't have enough time. Right now, no one is open.
Nowitzki, quick three-pointer, just throws it up there. Won't go. Nash the rebound, and he's immediately fouled with 11 seconds remaining.
Now, what happened? What happened to Dallas in this quarter? Well, how about 7 for 23? So they're shooting the ball right around 31%, 31%.
And that's after they shot 61% for the first 3 quarters.
That's correct. So the defense definitely picked up for Phoenix. Phoenix putting the pressure on them, not fouling them on the drives to the basket. They hit that one low, and that's all that Dallas needs is you hit that low, and they're out on the break, and then they're shooting the 3. In this game, they got their 10 threes. They have their 27 assists, where they lead the league. And then, in that first quarter, they struggled with the turnovers. But now, over the last 3 quarters, they've only had 6 turnovers.
And this has been a 16-point turnaround in the fourth quarter. Dallas, who led by 8 early in the period, now trailing by 8, and this one pretty much over with 11 seconds remaining. What a huge win for the Phoenix Suns. And Steve Nash again, another tremendous performance, how he makes players better. But you said he needed somebody to help him out.
That's right.
How about Boris Diaw, Leandro Barbosa? Diaw with his second career triple-double.
And then Eddie House came in, and he gave him a little shot. But Barbosa is the guy who stepped up big for the people off the bench. Then when you look at Diaw and Nash and Marion, all 3 guys over 20 points today. Played big. And then Nash at his best with the assists.
Diaw also, of course, almost had a triple-double in the last game, was 1 rebound shy. As don't forget, coming up tonight, the Oscars. Jon Stewart will be the host, starting at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, only on ABC. A terrific night. Meanwhile, a terrific game for the Phoenix Suns. What a road win this will be as Stackhouse throws it up, and that will do it. And Phoenix Suns now with 10 straight wins, and they end Dallas's 16-game home winning streak. What a performance for Phoenix. Here on the road, Mike D'Antoni's team battles back from 13 down in the third quarter, and they get their first win against the Mavericks after dropping the first 2 this season. And former Maverick Steve Nash does it again against his buddy Nash with our Lisa Salters.
Steve, you guys were down 13 points in the third quarter. What triggered the turnaround?
Well, I think, we turned it over a lot, and particularly I did. I thought we let their size, beat us up pretty good in the first half, especially when you turn the ball over. And I thought the second half we did a better job in both areas there, but I thought, activity down the stretch. Defensively, we were a lot more active, came up with a lot more balls, and that was the difference.
2 nice passes by you about 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter to Boris Diaw. How is it that you were able to see better, it seems, late in the game when the game's on the line?
Well, you want to win. So, that's not the time to get tunnel vision. You want to make sure you give your team a chance, and that's when it's fun.
In the circus shot against Dirk with about 2 minutes to go, describe that shot.
Well, I was looking, I kind of had him on my hip, so I was looking to get a foul, and in the last second I realized how close I was to the basket, so I just tried to get it up on the rim.
How big is it for you to have a game like this in this building?
Well, it's a lot of fun, obviously. Everyone knows my history here, but I think more importantly, they're having a terrific season. So for us to get a win against a really good team on their home floor means a lot to us.
All right, thanks a lot. Steve Nash, 25 points, 11 assists. Hubie, good game. Mike?
Longest active winning streak right now in the NBA, 10 in a row, including 5 in a row on a road. No road win more impressive than this one, Hubie.
No, this was a great team victory.
So for producer Eddie Fibishoff, director Drew Esikoff, Hubie Brown and Lisa Salters, and our entire terrific ABC crew, this is Mike Green saying so long from Dallas as the winning streak at home comes to an end for the Mavericks. Right now, let's go to our Times Square studio and Mike Tirico.
Mike and Hubie, thank you. Remember the local news, World News Tonight, coming up top of the hour for you here on ABC. Countdown to the Oscars at 7, and the Oscars at 8 Eastern. Scotty, Thursday night, the loss to San Antonio. This loss after the double-digit lead. Broke back will be a word you hear about 100 times on this network in the next 3 hours. Not a back-breaking set, but this is disappointing for Dallas because games mean more in March, don't they?
Well, very disappointing. I mean, you look at today's game, this team was up 13 points, and they allowed the Suns to get back in that game very fast. So you don't want that to happen, especially when you're playing at home. You have to figure out some kind of way to defend your home court, and I did not think today that the Dallas Mavericks did that.
You defensively want to see a team improve as the season goes on, as the possessions get more important. We're not seeing that from Dallas right now.
No, we're not. And if we are seeing it, we're seeing it in spurts. The fact that they can't put it together and sustain it for a long period of time is what's hurting this basketball team. And this loss will hurt them just as much as the loss on Thursday night against San Antonio.
Meantime, Phoenix has won 10 in a row, and Scotty was telling me, we were talking about Amari Stoudemire. When he comes back in the lineup, he'll fit in quicker than another big guy will. So things rolling well for Phoenix. Let me get you updated on the games, if you were out today, that were played earlier today on ABC. Allen Iverson, who had 40 in the last 2 games, trying to do it again against Indiana. And in the first half, it wasn't too exciting. 1-point game.